Alex Vanover, called one of the best FPV pilots in the world, didn't win the last season of the Drone Racing League, but that doesn't mean his skills have dropped. Watching his latest video, we can see he's just getting better and better. Vanover is one of the fastest, most aggressive full-throttle drone racing pilots for DRL, and he has claimed his first national championship victory in 2017. And as you can see, he's still pushing hard. It's so cool how drone technology and pilot skills have took this sport to the absolute top of the top, and this is the best place to find even more great airsports and aviation content. So please hit like and share, and you can also subscribe to Airsports Promotions other channels. My name's Regan Tetlow. Let's begin another episode of Airsports News. So while here in the Northern Hemisphere we are waiting for the first aviation contests until April, well, down under it's summertime and pilots are competing there in various disciplines. Right now we're in the middle of the Carry-On Hang Gliding Cup taking place in Australia. The Carry-On Cup hang gliding competition is recognised as one of the most enjoyable competitions in the Australian soaring calendar. It's all about having fun and learning. The aim of the comp is to foster the development of cross-country competition flying skills in all levels of pilots. It's a non-stressful, friendly environment, so there's no results are needed here because every athlete is a winner. Carry-On is a perfect location for low airtime hang gliding pilots to gain valuable experience flying in the mountain terrain. The area offers wide open landing fields, and you are only a few thermals away from Australia's highest peak, Mount Kosciuszko. The next event in Australia will be the Flow Carry-On Paragliding Open, which will start on the 13th of February. So is there anything happening in the Northern Hemisphere, in Europe right now? Well, because of the Omicron COVID pandemic spreading out, country after country are putting more restrictions in place. But in Italy, where the COVID situation is rather poor, hot air balloon pilots just don't want to give up. Deprived of a festival due to the pandemic, balloon enthusiasts gathered in Mondovì, the ballooning capital of northern Italy, to get their balloons off the ground in the Piedmont town. The event is organised by the Mondovì-based engineer Paolo Boniano, who designs burners for hot air balloons. Okay, straight on to our first interview. My first special guest this week is truly a legend. 6 times world champion skydiver, author and motivational speaker. He survived a plane crash in 1992 that killed 16 people. He was a co-founder of Arizona Airspeed, and since 2014, he's been inducted into the Skydiving Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Dan Brodsky Chenfeld.
You've been through a lot, and we all know what you've been through, with loss and with the crash, but being full-time in the sport, we've all lost a lot of people, and we've seen a lot of things happen as well. Would you say there's been a number of times where you've almost turned your back on it? More than once, or not at all ever? Or can you think of certain times when you've said, you know what, I've had enough?
In, I believe it was 2011, we had far too many accidents at Paris than we should have had. And it was just one of those times where for it seemed like a year, everything that could go wrong did. Every time that with just a little bit of luck, everybody would have walked away, there wasn't the luck that you get away with. And we had several accidents and several fatalities. And it was to the point that I could hardly stand to walk on the drop zone. I was worried every second, every time I looked up at the sky, what's gonna happen now? And there was a period of time, it made me think about, I don't know how much more of this I can look at. But then I really thought about what can we do better? What can we do better? And we weren't being a negligent drop zone then. I mean, Paris was a safe drop zone then. We had good rules, we had good mentorship. It wasn't a reckless every man for himself skydiving center at all at that time. But it really made me think, what else can I do? What else can I do to try to make this sport safer, to make people wake up, to make people pay more attention, to not have to rely on luck at all? And at that time, rather than deciding to step out of it, I decided to go on a mission, just trying to promote safety in every way I could possibly think of.
It was probably one of the longest interviews I've ever done in Airsports News history, but it's really worth to watch it all. Of course, it's Dan BC. The full-length interview with Dan is now available on our YouTube channel. Please don't forget to subscribe to it. There's over 200 other interviews right there. Thanks a lot. Airsports live tracking system designers have created an upgrade to its program which makes air navigation and precision flying contests more entertaining for spectators, but also much easier for the teams. It's another step for the company to create a virtual map of the most difficult and challenging air sport. The upgrade is called Time Gate Arrow and a Danger Zone Indicator, and it looks like a normal thermometer. It helps pilots on the route to analyse if they will catch the next checkpoint at the agreed time, or if they will be late or too early over the gate. This is actually the most extreme element of precision flying sport because pilots need to keep a lot of factors in mind, such as air pressure and wind direction, that may ruin their calculations. With Time Gate Arrow, they can now practice to be more precise, and spectators will clearly see in the situations where pilots are on their way to the finish line. Fans of the giant scale flying models mainly watch them on YouTube or at local contests, but many of them wouldn't think of actually trying to fly one. The heavyweight, extreme high costs, and the danger involved. Get it wrong with a big fast flying radio controlled model, you could actually kill someone. But an answer comes from Jürgen Schorle, who has created a giant F4U Corsair fighter plane which weighs only 4 kilograms and speeds are extremely low. Jürgen showed his aircraft during the indoor event in Leipzig, Germany. The 1:4 scale Corsair has got more than 3 meters of wingspan and 2.5 meters of length. But because of its low weight, it can maintain speeds of only a few kilometers per hour, which makes this model safe for everyone. And because it's all electric, the best solution is to play some original raw sound of Corsair from the speakers, just like in this movie. So from this episode, we're starting a new short segment of our program. We're showing you the best athletes from the world of air sports, explaining their disciplines and achievements. So let's start with Victor Bicho Carrera. Victor Bicho Carrera is South America's highest achieving paraglider with a string of big results to his name. At the age of 19, he realised that it was more than just a hobby, and he felt that he wanted to be professional and dedicate himself to this great passion. Great achievements in his career so far include a 5th place at the World Aerobatic Championships in Annecy, France in 2016, and again only at 19 years of age, and 1st place at the Synchro World Cup in Movino, Italy the following year. My second special guest this week is the European rep for skydiving equipment manufacturer Sunpath Products and also a skydiving load organiser. He started to jump in 2000 and up to now he's made more than 5,000 jumps. He is without a doubt one of the most professional people out on the road in the summer in the sport. He's also a great friend. Let's catch up with Rob Kendall.
And you're going to be at the skydiving symposium in Poland.
Yes, it's the first time that Sunpath is going. I think it's done the last few years, maybe not last year, but a few years before that. This is kind of a really nice place for people from all over, really, in Poland, but maybe some other countries as well, to get together, to share knowledge, to be able to sit down, ask questions. We have, over, I think, the last couple of years, really started using the online, the face-to-face, the video calls, but there's nothing like being there in person, and there's somebody just running over and saying, hey, I had this question, I haven't really wanted to put it down in an email, but I want to explain it to you, can you give me an answer? And that's it. If we don't know the answer, obviously we'll find it out. But again, it's down to this interaction with the end user. So Poland, looking forward to it. Warsaw might even take a couple of days after the event and have a walk around the city.
It's beautiful.
It's supposed to be fantastic.
It really is. Beautiful place. And it's good now with your work now with Sunpath and on the road. You mentioned your jumping. You're still out there. You've actually increased your jumping with the professional side of it, with load organising and putting the groups together. Tell me a bit about how you're getting along with that at the moment.
The load organising, it's wanting to see smiles on faces. That's the easy way to put it, And again, from the starting of the load organising, I kind of tip my hat to you, because it was hanging around with you and travelling with you and seeing what you bring to a load organising atmosphere, how you run, how you do your jumps, how you picking up on your tips, that's very much what I model myself on. And that is to turn up at an event or be asked to come to an event and load organise. And if I'm being perfectly honest with you, I don't really want to load organise the top tiers. Firstly, I'd have to be a little bit better, but I don't want to be the one that's load organising multi-plane formations with people that have a lot of experience. I really want to get down and dirty, maybe the right words for it, is with these ones that are up, the newer jumpers.
Rob's stories are really interesting, so don't miss the full interview, and you can watch it all on our Airsports Promotion YouTube channel. The James Webb Space Telescope is now finally a fully deployed telescope. On January the 8th, NASA made history by successfully unfolding the telescope's primary mirror, the largest of its kind ever sent to space. The starboard wing is the final piece of the spacecraft to unfold from its compact launch configuration. The unlatching process took several hours to complete, featuring 20 motor movements and multiple checks along the way, each of which represents its own milestone. To do it, the team first had to successfully fire 178 release pins. All 178 had to work perfectly to unfold the mirror. The final 4 pins were particularly crucial as they released the restraints that had held Webb's mirror in place during launch. Incredible, guys. Congratulations. The FAA has confirmed it's investigating the circumstances of a video purporting to show the crash of a 1940 Taylorcraft posted by YouTuber Trevor Jacob. The video prompted an explosive and generally harsh reaction from commentators on YouTube and other various forums. Many are calling for an investigation into the production of the video. A few are calling it fake, and plenty have analysed it frame by frame to support their accusations about its authenticity. In the 17-minute video posted in December 21, Jacob says he's flying the Mammoth to spread the ashes of a friend. He apparently took off from Lompoc Airport, and the crash was reported to have taken place in Los Padres National Forest near Keoma, California, about 50 miles north of Santa Barbara. There is commentary on the weather and reference to his deceased friend, but no description of the circumstances of the alleged engine failure. Video from 3 angles show him straining to open the door before diving headfirst behind the strut, never letting go of a selfie stick. The cameras also cover what appears to be a crash sequence. So, is this crash real, or was it all a setup? Make up your own mind before the NTSB do. So from time to time, we've shown you great cooperation of skydivers and FPV drone pilots. But what if you're a skydiver and an FPV drone pilot all in one person? Then you should really name yourself Jacqueline, and yes, your life would be totally awesome, just like in this video.
J. Eliante pulling up, feeling like Harry Belafonte. Look at my racks, feel like Serena went hit from the back. Swing, pull like Jim, waves on swim, and a rock Timbs with the tech. Butterfly doors on the Tesla, I just spend shit on gas.
$150, I be at the strippy club. Whiskey sippy cup, I be on like Disney Plus.
Right, that's really something else. I need to get myself a FPV drone. Alright, let's move on to our Hall of Fame section. On the 9th of January 1914, Georgia Ann Tiny Broadwick was the first woman to parachute from an airplane in flight. She dropped from an aircraft flown by Glenn Martin at 2,000 feet over Griffith Park, Los Angeles, California. Georgia was nicknamed Tiny because of her small stature. On the 9th of January 1943, at the insistence of the United States Army Air Forces, Boeing's chief test pilot Eddie Allen made the first flight of the Lockheed L-049 Constellation prototype. When the flight ended after 58 minutes, Allen said, "The machine works so well that you really don't need me anymore." On the 10th of January 1966, the prototype Bell Model 206A Jet Ranger serial number 1 made its first flight at the Bell Helicopter Company plant at Hurst, Texas. This aircraft would be in production for almost 45 years. The final Jet Ranger to be built, the Bell 206B-3 serial number 4690, was delivered in December 2010 and production came to an end. Also on the 10th of January 1935, at Biscarrosse on the Atlantic coast of France, the La Tirose 521 made its final flight. The flying boat was designed to carry 72 passengers in trans-Mediterranean service. The main deck included the captain's cabin, a salon for 26 two-passenger cabins, and an aft passenger cabin for 22 passengers. The upper deck included the flight deck, a gallery and a bar, and a passenger cabin for 18. So do you like our content this week? If yes, please hit the like and the share buttons. It really does allow us to continue making this show for as long as possible. I'm leaving you this week with great video from the fans of RV kit aircraft, which can be built on your own in the experimental category. So we'll see you next week. Fly high, stay safe, and keep your eyes on the skies.